What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Paradoxical Joy. I'm your girl Joy, and I usually do lifestyle and business/career content, and I'm so excited to be talking to you guys today. It's been a little minute, but I'm finally back. And in today's video, we're gonna be talking about how to stay motivated when your business isn't going according to plan. Now, I can 100% understand. I'm a business gal, business owner myself, and as business owners, content creators, whatever you want to call yourself, we tend to have a nice plan, right? You have to have a layout. You got to see right now, and then you got to see in the future. And you're like, this is the plan. This is what I want to happen. And it can be really discouraging and disappointing when it doesn't, when things aren't going according to plan. And so I'm here to give you 5 simple tips/steps to help you stay motivated if or when that happens to you. Okay, let's jump into this. Tip number 1 is feelings are not facts, okay? Now, I feel like that's a very therapy thing for me to say, but it's honestly the truth, right? Like, just because you feel like something is a certain way doesn't mean it actually is a certain way. So a lot of times whenever you're really the main fuel of your business, when you're the main business owner or you're the one who's pushing your business forward, you can feel like things are not going according to plan. You can feel like you're not doing enough. You can feel discouraged. There's a lot of negative feelings that you can feel. And sometimes you have to take a step back and remove yourself and actually look at the facts, right? Like, let's just use imposter syndrome as an example, which I have a whole nother video all about. And I will put it up in the cards and I'll have it down in the description box. But basically, with imposter syndrome, you feel like you're not good enough. You feel like you don't deserve to be there. You feel like an imposter. But the facts are you deserve to be there. You've worked hard. You are learning this skill. Maybe you went to school for it. Maybe you've been doing some sort of training. Maybe you've taken on a mentor, whatever. So a lot of times you actually are more qualified than you think that you are. And so that's the same case with this, right? Your feelings, and just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean it actually is true. And so sometimes you have to take your feelings and put them on the side and say, okay, feelings, I feel you, pause. Let's look at the facts of the case. Let's really dive in and see if my feelings are adequate or I'm just in my feels, okay? Good tip to do. Okay, so tip number 2 is stay positive, okay? Look at what have you done well. A lot of times, like how I was just talking about, when you get caught up in your feelings, you tend to think about all the things that you haven't done. You're like, I haven't done this amount of time, I haven't put in this amount of time, I haven't done this project, I haven't done this, I haven't done that. But a lot of times when you can stay positive, and it can be hard, you're discouraged, things aren't going according to plan, it sucks. But it's really important to try to remain positive, and a way to do that is by seeing what you've done well. So instead of focusing on so much of the things that you haven't done, look and pay attention to the things that you have. You might not have finished this project, but you started it. You might not be at the monetary goal that you want, but you're halfway there. Like, looking at, you know what I'm saying, looking at where you are and how well you're doing now and the things that you're doing well can really help uplift you so that you don't have to focus so much on the things that you're not doing well. And as the main fuel of your business, as the business owner, is the one who's pushing the team, pushing yourself forward, it's important for you to have a positive attitude, positive energy, and positive disposition towards whatever you're doing, because when you're not, it's going to come out in the work that you do. It's going to come out with your team. It's going to come out with your clients. And there's people that are looking at you, whether you have a team or not. Maybe one day you will, and being able to develop that skill now will be able to help you in the future. And it also helps you move your business forward. I mean, I don't feel like anyone wants to be negative all the time. I feel like people genuinely want to be positive or genuinely want to feel like they're doing things well. So just take that extra effort. Again, sometimes it's easier said than done, but taking that extra effort to evaluate what you've done well can help bring your spirits back up and say, okay, I'm doing all right. Number 3, reevaluate your goals, okay? Figure out, what do you actually care the most about? And what are some steps that you can actually take in the right direction? Reasonable steps too, right? So we've already decided that we're gonna put our feelings to the side. We're going to look at the facts of the case. We are going to try to remain positive, look at what we're doing well, and now we're going to reevaluate our goals. And so your goal might be, let's say that you have a YouTube channel. Your goal might be, I want to reach 1 million subscribers. Well, if you've been having that goal for the last 6 months and you're at 500 subscribers and you want to reach 1 million subscribers by the end of the year, it's not impossible. Some may have done it. It's very, very unlikely. So that's a good time when you're at the halfway mark to say, okay, let's reevaluate our goals. Maybe instead of me looking so far ahead at 1 million, why don't I focus on hitting 1,000? Or why don't I focus on hitting 5,000 or 10,000 or whatever it may be? So reevaluating your goals, adjusting it and making it reasonable to where you actually are is also incredibly important, because sometimes we have these big dreams and these big goals and these things that we want to accomplish. And listen, y'all know me, I'm here for goals. I've talked about goals so many times. Again, we'll link down below, put in the cards, all of that. However, the big key thing that I always say about achieving your goals is making sure that they're reachable, making sure that they're reasonable. Wanting to hit 1 million subscribers when you're at 500 in 6 months, that is wild. Even if you put out a video every single day, it would have to take an act of God or going viral or doing something really different or doing something really crazy in order to do that and make that jump. And that's a lot. And so instead of putting that unreasonable pressure on yourself, you can adjust your goals. Like, a lot of times we like to rush through life and be like, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough time. A lot of times we have a lot more time than we think that we do. And so slow down, reevaluate your goals, figure out what you actually care about. And when you figure out what you actually care about, it might adjust your goals. So you might have been someone that cared about hitting that 1 million subscribers, but then you sit down with yourself and you're like, why do I want to hit 1 million subscribers so badly? Oh, it's because I want to make sure that I'm really being impactful with my content, right? Like I have a YouTube channel talking about how to stay organized. Okay, well, I want 1 million subscribers so that I know that I'm helping 1 million people stay organized. Well, I mean, you don't have to have 1 million subscribers to make sure that you're being impactful and helping people to stay organized. That can look differently. Numbers do not always equate to value and don't always equate to impact. And so it's important to that's why it's important to evaluate your goals, because you can say, all right, so instead of me aiming to have 1 million subscribers and thinking that I'm being impactful with my videos, why don't I aim to have a whole series dedicated to how I stay organized, go in depth, and then the goal is to get 1,000 views on each video. Then you know at least 1,000 videos saw some form of your video and might have been able to take something away in order to be able to help organize their lives. Then that, while it might not be the 1 million subscribers, but you are still being impactful to thousands of people. And that is pretty freaking cool. No matter where you are, what your metrics are, what you're trying to do, being able to be impactful, not influential, that's great too, but being impactful and being able to positively help somebody, that's always great. And so that's why you have to reevaluate your goals, figure out what you care the most about, and then you can kind of put reasonable steps in order to get to that point. Number 4, be kind to yourself, okay? Be kind to yourself. Please, okay? I know that that's one of the things that might be easier said than done, but it is so extremely important to remind yourself that you are not a machine, you are not a robot, you do not have an endless source of energy. You are a human being, you have feelings, life happens. There's so many different things that can contribute to why things are not going according to plan. Both things that you personally are going through and both just the business or world or life. There's so many factors. So please make sure that you prioritize being kind to yourself. At the end of the day, like, if you're not kind to yourself, if you're not finding ways to take care of yourself, none of this stuff really matters. You can have the most successful business in the world, but if you are completely depleted, if you're not able to show up for yourself, it doesn't even matter. You can't even really enjoy it. So it is so important to be kind to yourself. And in that same vein, number 5 is figuring out or asking yourself the question, how can I get help? How can I receive help? right? We are, a lot of times as a business owner, I know for myself, I do a lot. I'm a one-woman show right now. So that means that everything that you guys see from me, I have done it myself. I haven't contracted anything out. I haven't, like, it's all me. It's all me on everything. It's all me on the blog. It's all me on the gram. It's all me on here. It's all me, from the ideas, the outlines, the editing, all of it. It's all me. And so that means that I have to ask myself, and I encourage you guys to ask yourself, how can I get help? And what does help look like for you? For me, help looks like making sure that I put systems in place so that I can have things be automated, so I don't always have to be present, right? So that means me being ahead of schedule. So me planning out my social media stuff and then using social media scheduling tools to schedule stuff out. That means me maybe asking friends, what did they do? How did they, friends that are also content creators or business owners, oh, what did you use for this? Or how did you use this? You're not alone. You don't have to be alone. That means finding a support system, right? So maybe instead of me cooking all of my meals, I find someone who can meal prep for me, and that's how I can get help. Help can look so many different ways, and you have to figure out what is going to be the most helpful to you and how you can implement it, no matter what your budget is or time or energy or what. It's very important for you to seek help when you're seek help, period, but also seek help that is actually helpful to you. Okay, it is so important. Please, please, please do it. Top priority item. All right, you guys, so we've gone over quite a few things in this video on how to still stay motivated when things are not going according to plan in your business, and I hope that this was helpful. Please comment down below if you have any suggestions of things that may have worked for you or things that you would recommend to someone else, on things that have been helpful. Business is hard. That's just it. Point blank period. Business is hard. And it's so important that you have a community to surround you, to uplift you. And so leave some positive comments and positive vibes in the comment section below to try to encourage somebody else on how they can stay uplifted during, you know, all the business stuff that that comes along with it. And also make sure that if you liked this video, if you found it to be any sort of helpful, any sort of impactful, influential, any of it, please go ahead and like. That is so helpful to me. Like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell notification on. Like, all of those things are so helpful to me. Also, if you found this helpful and you want to check out some more things, I'll have some videos linked down below that are similar to this one for you guys to go check out. I also have a whole blog called Paradoxical Joy on paradoxicaljoy.com, and you guys can go check that out. Check out some of the stuff that I've written. It's pretty cool. I have some more career business stuff over there. Check out my socials. Everything is at Paradoxical Joy. And I just really hope that whatever mindset or space that you're in, that you're doing well, that you're finding the light at the end of the tunnel. I just thank you guys so much for watching, for even getting to this point, and I will catch you guys in the next video.